India just made a move that has Washington's most powerful people panicking behind closed doors. And if you've ever taken ibuprofen, used a banking app, or called customer service, this is about to hit your wallet harder than you think. But before we dive in, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button and leave a comment. I subscribe, and I'll personally welcome you into the family. With that said, let's get started. Here's what nobody's telling you: 67% of America's generic drugs come from India. One policy change, one supply chain disruption, and millions of Americans could be rationing their medications. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Let me tell you about Sarah Chen, software engineer, Seattle. Six-figure salary, dream job at a Fortune 500 company. Then one Tuesday morning in March 2023, her manager called her into a conference room. "We're restructuring," he said. What he meant was, her entire team's work was moving to Bangalore. Same code, same deadlines, 1/5 the cost. Sarah isn't alone. McKinsey's 2024 study revealed something shocking. India now controls 65% of the global IT outsourcing market. That's not just call centers anymore. We're talking about the people who design your banking software, manage your hospital records, and yes, even process government security clearances. But the job losses? They're just the beginning of America's India problem. Picture this: you're standing in a CVS pharmacy, prescription in hand. Blood pressure medication. The pharmacist tells you it's backordered indefinitely. Why? Because the factory that makes 40% of America's generic drugs just shut down for quality control issues. Where's that factory? Mumbai. This happened to David Martinez from Phoenix. Type 2 diabetic, depends on generic insulin to survive. During the 2020 supply chain crisis, his insulin prices jumped 300% overnight. Not because of corporate greed, because the Indian manufacturers couldn't keep up with demand. David had to choose between groceries and staying alive. Here's the terrifying part: India produces 70% of the active pharmaceutical ingredients that go into American medications. The FDA's 2023 inspection report found violations in 43% of overseas drug facilities. Most of them, you guessed it, India. This medical dependency is making Pentagon generals lose sleep at night. But there's something even more dangerous that's got Washington's attention. Your bank account, your medical records, your social security information. Right now, as you're watching this, there's a good chance all of that data is being processed in a server farm thousands of miles away in India. Jennifer Walsh found this out the hard way. She's a loan manager at a regional bank in Ohio. One day she couldn't access the loan processing system. When it investigated, they discovered something mind-blowing. The entire system was managed by a team in Mumbai. People Jennifer had never met were handling the financial futures of her customers. Deloitte's 2024 analysis dropped a bombshell. 78% of Fortune 500 companies now outsource critical operations to India. Your social security data, processed in Hyderabad. Your medical records, managed in Chennai. That customer service call about your credit card, the representative knows more about your spending habits than your spouse does. But Washington's biggest fear isn't about jobs or drugs or data. It's about loyalty. While America was writing check after check to support Ukraine, India was quietly doing something that made diplomats' blood boil. They increased their Russian oil imports by 2,400%. Yes, you heard that right. 2,400%. Every time you fill up your gas tank, you're indirectly funding this diplomatic balancing act. The Council on Foreign Relations 2024 analysis shows India-Russia trade is up 400% since the war began. India's playing both sides, taking American technology and investment while keeping Putin's war machine profitable. Admiral Chen's classified Pentagon briefing, leaked last month, revealed the scope of this problem. India has access to cutting-edge American military technology through defense partnerships. At the same time, they're buying advanced weapons systems from Russia. It's like giving your house key to someone who's best friends with the burglar. This double dealing has triggered America's nuclear option. The Biden administration just unveiled a tariff package that'll reshape everything. Starting January 2025, Indian pharmaceuticals and its services are getting hit with punitive tariffs. Translation: if you're taking generic medications, expect 40 to 60% price increases. The Peterson Institute's analysis is brutal. This trade war will cost American consumers $47 billion annually. But here's the thing Washington's betting on. They think you'll pay it to break free from India's stranglehold. Sarah Chen, remember her? She's actually doing better now. After losing her outsourced job, she started consulting for American companies trying to bring operations back home. She's making more money than ever, helping businesses navigate this new reality. But smart Americans aren't just adapting, they're profiting. Mark Stevens, a retired teacher from Colorado, invested in Indian pharmaceutical stocks back in 2020. While everyone was panicking about supply chains, he was buying shares. He's up 340%. Goldman Sachs predicts India will be the world's third largest economy by 2030. This tension, it's not slowing them down, it's accelerating their growth. So what does this mean for you? First, your prescription drugs are about to get expensive. Start talking to your doctor about alternatives now, before the tariffs hit. Second, if you work in tech, finance, or customer service, this reshoring trend could be huge for your career. Companies are desperately looking for American talent to replace outsourced operations. Third, and this is controversial, consider the investment opportunity. While politicians argue, India's economy is exploding. The companies that survive this trade war will be massive winners. But here's what I really want to know, and I'm genuinely curious about your take on this. Would you support bringing drug manufacturing back to America, even if it meant paying 3 times more for your medications? Are you willing to sacrifice cheaper prescriptions for national security? Or are you comfortable staying dependent on a country that's playing both sides in the biggest geopolitical crisis since the Cold War? Drop your answer in the comments below. And tell me, have you already felt this India impact in your life? Lost a job to outsourcing? Dealt with supply chain issues? The comments on our last geopolitics video absolutely exploded. And I have a feeling this conversation is going to be even bigger. Because whether you realize it or not, this India-America tension is already changing your daily life. The question is, are you going to be a victim of it? Or are you going to be ready for what comes next?